Now, you guys, I have one advice for you. See, if you're someone that is, planning on coming here, try and marry.
I don't know where this advice is coming from.
Welcome to my channel. It's Jade here, and I hope you all are doing well. First of all, you guys, I have a bone to pick. I have a bone to pick with people that always say, I have to say Chris, I have to hear Chris, I have to get Chris.
Yeah, just beg more for
see, let me tell you something. I'm the one making this channel exist. If not for, I'm the one that has your time. If not for me, this channel.
And you have their time, I have the entertainment factor.
So me, I'm not entertaining.
That's not what
okay, you know what? Comment below. I feel like I'm setting myself up. Comment below. Don't comment. Don't even comment.
Don't tell her the
because at the end of the day, me too, I'm also giving you guys premium content. But whatever. Anyway, today's video is gonna be about, as the title suggests, our 1 year, like, what would I call it? Reflection of coming to Canada. We're going to talk about
our
the
1 year
pros.
anniversary.
Oh my God. We're going to talk about the pros. We're going to talk about the cons. We're going to just talk about whether we feel like our decision was worth it, whether we recommend it,
Just give you guys some,
some one, two. And I hope that you guys enjoy the video. Make sure that you comment, like, engage, subscribe, everything. As I'm giving you this information, don't just go like that after watching interesting stuff.
We'll give you something, not give us back. Why?
And all the things you are giving is free, please, dear. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, etc. Anyway, let's get right into it. Today is the 27th of July.
Yeah.
And we actually got here exactly 1 year ago. Right? When you say 1 year, exactly 1 year. Okay, maybe yesterday
was exactly
1 year. We actually landed here on the 26th of July 2023.
Yeah.
So it's been 1 year. Immediately we came, we did like a short video just, talking about like immediate things that we had experienced, we noticed and everything. And we mentioned there, I'll put a link to that video somewhere, that, when we've been here for like 6 months or a year, we'll definitely do like a more informed review of our stay of immigrating to Canada. So that's what we're going to do right now. So we're starting with the cons, because leave the best things for last, obviously. So
that's why I always come into the video last.
Oh my god, last of what now?
You come first to the video, then I'm last, because I'm the best. Sorry.
Anyway, you guys, so we have like some points and we're just gonna go over them and enjoy. So like I said, we're starting with the cons. The very first con for me has to do with food, you guys, and that is the unavailability of Nigerian food and the existence of generally unhealthy food
that we are used to. There has to be like a shift in how we eat. Exactly.
I don't know if you guys realize, but the food that they call organic here is actually all that we eat in Nigeria. Like what you pay more for here is already the standard food in Nigeria. And I know somebody goes come and say, hey, if you go to African store, there's yam there. And yes, we also ate yam and plantain this morning.
Yeah.
But
and you're jealous. You like in Canada that I'm not eating yam in the wild.
Exactly. But it's not about it being available in a particular store. It's not rampant. It's scarce. Like you actually have to go to specific shops before you find it. You're not just going to enter a random Walmart and find yam.
We even went to the African store last week and they didn't have yam.
And they did not have yam. So like you just don't have access to Nigerian food so easily. And I'm even talking about uncooked food. Even the cooked food, there are so few vendors over here, except in somewhere like Toronto, where obviously it has like a bigger Nigerian community. There aren't that many Nigerian vendors here.
So there's like 4 of them or something.
Exactly, that are reasonably even like
food is good and somewhat reasonably priced.
There are some people that will tell you that they are selling jollof rice and what they are selling,
it's just rice that is orange.
See, please.
It's travesty.
That is definitely one of the biggest cons for me. And also like just the unhealthiness of food as a whole. Like if you want to eat out, it's not like in Nigeria you can easily say, okay, I go to eat amala outside, I go to eat jollof rice outside. Those are normal foods that are still relatively healthy. Here, everything has really high calories. You can be looking at the information and you see 1,000 calories, 700 100 calories for just a meal, and it's actually very difficult for you to eat outside and eat like a healthy meal.
And when it's healthy, it's expensive.
So those are one of the, like, that's like a major con for me. And yeah, so Chris is gonna take the next one, which is basically things being expensive.
Like I just even finished saying it. Like even healthy food is expensive. Everything is expensive. So even when we do comparison to our friends that live in the UK, there is, even with just purchasing food, even with getting booze, getting groceries, even on transportation, when you're trying to go from one place to another using Uber, things are quite expensive. You go to grocery store now, you pick one or two things, next thing you see $200. Who am I fighting with? What did I do? What am I eating? How long is this even going to last me? Bruh, things are very expensive over here, and it's wild. It really is wild. Going out to, you know how we were in Lagos now, every week, every month, restaurants we have entered. But yeah, we have to tamper justice with mercy, because our pockets will just be empty if we keep doing it how we're doing in Lagos.
Funny thing is that it's even basic things too. It's not like, okay, you're doing something very extravagant. Like I remember, which day did I go and take passport photograph? $27 for just two passport photographs, $27.
Yeah, and even I'm not speaking crazy. As far as things like, so labor here is not cheap either. You know how in Nigeria.
That even brings me to my second point, but please finish.
And you can just, labor is cheap in Nigeria, it's not cheap here. It's not cheap at all. Things are generally just really expensive, and we are trying our best to keep afloat.
So my next point is very similar to what Chris mentioned about labor, and that is lack of help, both paid and unpaid. You guys, there is lack of help in this country. This country is a DIY country, and it's not really only Canada, if I'm being honest. Like most Western countries are like that, but it is what it is when you're comparing it to Nigeria, especially. Paid help is available, obviously, but at a cost that you probably wouldn't want to spend. So you end up having to do this thing yourself.
You want to clean your house, they will tell you they are charging you $60 per hour.
Exactly.
$45 per
and they're still going to add tax to all of this.
Yes.
So, and I'm also talking about unpaid help as well, in terms of like your family members, your, I don't know, gatesman or whatever, just somebody that is around you that can just come and help you quickly do something.
Yeah, there's nobody to help you go down the road and buy.
There is nobody that can just quickly come and help you do something here. No. So if you're in Nigeria right now, great that you are a bookie that used to help you to clean your shoe, that you used to give one.
Especially that guy that used to help you wash your car.
I swear, oh my God. You will just give them one amount like this. They will do this, they will do that for you. So basically, help is not available here. It's not easily available anyway. Facts. If you are not someone that is not able-bodied, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
So the next point is tax, like I mentioned earlier.
Tax. See, when we're creating this list, she knows what to add. I said tax is too much of a problem to not have its own category on its own. Tax in Canada. Granted, different provinces have different tax rates, right? But we live in Ontario. Everything you buy, if you're not paying cash, everything, in fact, even with cash, everything you buy, they are putting 13% on top. Default. Whatever you see that is the price tag on something you're going to buy, just know that that's not it when you're checking out, because what taxes when you go and eat, taxes and tipping, those two things, I beg.
At least the tipping is optional. Tax is compulsory.
That's tipping that is optional is strong mind that used to be optional, because some ways they'll be looking at you, but you have not tipped us, so how far now, okay? But tax and tipping in this country is a terrible thing, and it really, if you're not careful, it will make a big dent in your pocket. It's going to make a big dent in your pocket anyway. But yes, tax and tipping, no, everything is taxed.
Okay, so the final con we're going to be talking about is the cost of transportation. Now, I know we've already talked about like things being expensive and all of that, but the reason why I'm singling out transportation is because, let me say, Canada/North America as a whole has a difficult time with transportation because of how big
the whole place
of how big the whole place is. I went to school in the UK, and trust me, as much as not everyone had a car, whatever. It wasn't a thing. Like, you didn't have to have a car. It wasn't a thing of like, oh, if you don't have car, like that's the end for you. Like, you need a car here. And when you don't even have a car, like Uber prices are crazy.
Jesus.
And so for someone like Chris that doesn't like to take bus, see before we got this
the amount of way my bank account has seen because of all these Ubers up and down,
it's actually a significant amount. And if you're someone that goes to work like physically from Monday to Friday, you are in for it.
Yeah, you are.
You're in for it. I think it's easier for us because we don't go to work physically all the time. We work remotely primarily, so it did not even really disturb us the way people that actually do like 9 to 5 physically, the way it affected those ones, or it affects those ones, is on another level.
Bruh.
So you end up having to get a car, which obviously is going to run you a couple of bucks. Like, either you're paying monthly or you're paying like full amount. You still have to spend that money. You can't just decide that, okay, I'm not going to have a car here the way you can possibly do in the UK. You can't do that here. You must have that vehicle, especially because of the winter, you guys. Like, you are not going to be going around in the snow without any shelter. Like, see. It was running me up last year, my leg.
See. And as even for those of people that are taking bus, everywhere is just far from everywhere. So the bus ride is going to be like an hour and a half.
Exactly. So even when you want to take buses, it's like somewhere that is meant to be 20 minutes away.
2 hours.
Taking bus will take you like 1 hour, 30 minutes. So when you start doing the pros and cons of everything, it's kind of like, you can be at a bus stop when it's snowing, and maybe because of the snow, a particular, like the bus you're expecting doesn't come. Show. Maybe, exactly. So what do you do then? You still have to get to your office.
You still have to take the Uber.
You still have to take the Uber lastly. So that's the end of our cons. This is not by any means an exhaustive list. I know some people who are not married like us have things like loneliness and all of that.
Sorry.
So there are some other cons, but this is just like a short list to maybe highlight the ones that we've personally experienced, and there are obviously so many others that other people experience as well. So enough of doom and gloom.
Yeah.
We are going to the positives, the pros of actually moving to Canada and what we've experienced in a whole year. And Chris is going to be starting off from the point of good infrastructure.
Infrastructure is good. Infrastructure is good. Most things work. I forgot. I don't know the name of their electricity company because I have lights. You get my point. I'm not trying to up by every 24 seconds. Like, they took lights here last time and everybody was in disarray.
The way you said they took lights, now you know explain why the lights.
No, so there was I can't remember what. I think there was an accident.
We had an outage.
Yeah, there was a brief outage and the whole place was scattered. Like,
do you know the funny thing? Immediately the outage went, they sent email.
We knew.
It wasn't a thing of what's going on, how long. They even gave us time frame.
Yes, and they were 5 hours before that time frame because they told us midnight and by 6 p.m. it was done, and 6 p.m. was maybe an hour from when the light actually went off. So infrastructure is good. The roads are good. Well, they are better. They are better.
Ottawa has like road that is like
some roads, but it will
not spoil your car.
It will not spoil your car. Your tire will not peel out. But the stuff is good. Even when we go to like the public swims to have a good swim, recreational facilities.
We went to a pool yesterday, you guys. Immaculate.
Fantastic stuff. Like general infrastructure is good. Parks are available for you to just chill if you want to do a sporting activity. They have gyms. Infrastructure is generally at a very high level, and we are actually enjoying ourselves with this infrastructure. We're paying tax, let us use our tax.
Exactly. That's the benefit of it. Like, you're paying tax and you are getting the result of the tax that you're paying. Yeah. That brings me to free healthcare. Now, I know that this is a very controversial topic because people are like, oh, yes, it's free, but you're going to join line, you're going to do this. And that's a fact. Like, I'm not even going to lie. That is a fact, but it's still free. It's still free. And if you don't leave issues, I'm not talking about emergency now. If you don't leave issues to a dying moment, you will actually benefit from this healthcare. You just need to target, times where it's probably going to be less busy, just work your way around it. But the fact is, there are so many things that you get free of charge in this country, and you cannot say the same for some other Western countries. For example, America. If you're not paying out of pocket, you're paying with your insurance. You have to start thinking about who is going to cover, who is not going to cover, what is covered, what is not covered. Like that conundrum, that if you are getting any form of attention here, that it is going to be free. There are several things that Chris and I have gone to check out, and it did not cost us a penny.
One kobo.
It did not cost us anything. So of course, I like with everything, there's pros and cons. Don't get me wrong, it can be tedious. But at the end of the day, when something is free, there are certain things that you can just say, okay, it's free, but let me just manage.
Another thing about this pro that she's mentioning, which is it's being free but being tedious, right? When they eventually get to you, the quality of their work is also pretty high.
Exactly.
So they do a great job when you eventually see them. You know what I mean? So it's actually great stuff when it works.
Yeah. Now I know some people are going to write in the comment section that, oh, when they went there, this is what they experienced. That's why it's good for you to go to a place that is not highly populated like Toronto. All of you Torontonians,
come to Ottawa.
Go to a place that is not too highly populated, a chill, relaxed place like Ottawa.
Relax.
When you come to a relaxed place like this, then you will not see too much on when you're all those lining up, you will not see too much. It will be manageable. Yeah, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that brings us to our third point, which is basically the currency.
See, there's a mindset shift you get from just moving from any naira to any dollars. It's different. It hits different. Earning a reasonable currency, you feel even better globally. You feel like a big boy when your paycheck hits and it's dollars. Earning that currency is it. When we're in Nigeria, both of us, we're not one of those people that were earning dollars in Nigeria. No, we're earning naira. We moved here, we're earning dollars, and we know the difference.
The funny thing is, even as we're earning naira in Nigeria, it's not like as if we had the worst jobs.
So we were earning pretty well, though.
We had good jobs in Nigeria, but there's just nothing like earning an amount of money that can help you get certain things in life that you would not ordinarily get.
See, it's different. It's different. The power of the currency shows. The exchange rate is in our favor, especially because we are dealing with stuff in Nigeria. We can shop globally if we want. We can travel globally much easier. Before, if you're earning 600,000
to buy plane tickets.
Think how much you're earning 600,000 right now. How much will it take you to buy plane tickets to travel? It's different. It hits different, and the currency. Well, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the currency.
That brings us to our 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, fourth point.
Usually forget how to count.
I know number 8. I just put like ticks. Dots. Okay. Anyway, so that brings us to our fourth point, which is the credit system. Now, this is a whole other very, 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 very controversial topic, because I know people personally who have suffered because of this system. I know people who have also benefited greatly because of this system. But for me, I see it as a pro. Do you know why I see it as a pro? I see it as a pro because it gives you the opportunity to have things that you probably would never have smelt in your lifetime.
Depending on your own money alone.
It probably would not, like, you probably would never ever, like, there are certain groups of people that would never have the opportunity to buy a house. Like, you probably never go to easily just randomly save up to 800k,
not
700k.
Not easily.
You're probably not going to be able to, like, save all this amount, but there being a credit system allows you to be able to afford these luxuries and actually see them in your lifetime. It's such a thing where people just are easily able to access these things because of the credit system. It's so normal for you to be able to buy a car or a brand new car, or it's just normal because that credit system exists. Going on to like housing as well, the whole mortgage system. If you are able to manage your credits well, you have a good credit score, you will buy a house here. How many people can boast of being able to buy a house in Nigeria at our age?
First of all, you people have seen the house tour. You know how our house looks. we can actually buy this house as you are seeing it. We can buy it. How many people can you say can buy a house like this in Nigeria?
Exactly. This is something that with a bit of saving for your down payments, for maybe just say about maybe 3 to 5 years of saving, you can actually purchase this house using the mortgage system. Now, again, like I said, I know that some people have suffered from it because of, you know, taking more than they can chew,
really?
You know, taking out too many credit cards, or like, you know, some people struggle with it.
Really shooting themselves
sure.
in the foot.
But honestly speaking, I feel that if you have a good job and you are able to manage your credit responsibly,
and your finances,
you will benefit from it. You'll benefit from it. This is, you know, when I was in Nigeria, I used to say, why do people say that you should not eat out? Like here in Canada, that will reduce your Uber Eats, because I realized in Nigeria, like buying food was so simple. But I now understand why, because those amounts like impact you being able to like manage your finances well. I say all that to say that if you can live within your means,
of course,
stop chasing the thing that is not chasing you. Stop keeping up with the Joneses.
You'll be perfectly fine.
You will be able to manage your finances, and the credit system is what is responsible for that.
Yeah.
It's going to help you to get things that you wouldn't ordinarily be able to afford.
Yep, 100%.
Okay, so our 5th point is work-life balance and flex work.
Work-life balance is good. For me, I'm having a great time with work-life balance. My office doesn't even do this thing where they want you to be working like Jackie. If at 5 o'clock you're responding to emails, they're like, why? Like, they encourage you to take your lunch breaks. You are told how, like, one of my colleagues went on holiday yesterday, and 2 days ago, and my boss said at a general team meeting that we are not contacting this person once they're on holiday, no matter what happens.
Nigerian bosses would rather die. If they leave you to enjoy your vacation, Nigerian bosses, they will message you at least once. They might faint.
They will message you at least once. That one is fine. Nigerian bosses, they will message you. They will send you that message. But here, you are really encouraged to take your time, to relax, to chill. Nothing is on fire. You do your work. As long as your work is done. As long as your work is done, you are good. Just do your work that is assigned to you, and you are all well and good. You can go above and beyond whenever you want. Exactly. But nothing is really on fire.
I know some people say that Canadians are very relaxed, they're laid back.
They are chill.
Let me tell you something. As they're laid back, is the country not working? Is the country working or is not working? The country is working, because in Nigeria, with how much things are not working, that's where your neck is always on the line. People are always acting as if they are fire brigade. And in fact, that's even the terminology they always use.
Fire brigade approach.
You guys.
That's fire ballet.
So that is one thing I really, really enjoy here.
Yeah.
You can work in a way that there is time for your family, there is time for vacation, there is time to do what you want to do. You don't feel like you
rushed.
Yes. I don't know what type of industries even have like all those fire brigade approach.
So there are some. So again, some finance companies and audit companies have some.
Oh my god.
Have some deadlines that are
ridiculous. Consulting companies.
We get consulting companies.
And I think that is even the same across board. But I think even as is across board, you cannot compare the one in Nigeria to the one here. So the final point we have as a pro is a smooth transition from being a permanent resident to being a Canadian citizen. You guys, that is one of the things that Canada has that is unrivaled. Like, I don't know any country that has such a smooth path from being a permanent resident or even being a student. God safe. There's a clear path.
You know what you need to do to get to where
you know what you need to do. The amount of time that is required for you to get from, we are permanent residents, so let's talk about permanent residency. To move from permanent residency to citizenship is so smooth. It's so smooth. It's not something that you need to be wondering, praying, hoping. The way they used to do fasting and prayer, so this country is like, our own does not require all of that. You know that you coming here, spend the required amount of time, you are definitely going to get citizenship.
Unless you do something absolutely ridiculous.
And like what? What do you
want? There's things you can do, but unless you do something absolutely ridiculous. And the citizenship application, as long as you do what you're told to do. Here, take this amount of time, then apply for your citizenship. The application is a different conversation. Can take maybe a year to sort out, but As long as you do what they've told you to do, that citizenship is 99%.
Almost more or less guaranteed. Almost more or less guaranteed.
And when you're a citizen, it's different for you to travel around the world.
Exactly. And even funny enough, in terms of being in here, you get practically the same treatment as you would if you were a citizen.
As long as you're a permanent resident.
Exactly. You get the same, practically the same benefits.
The perks that we don't get, we still don't know them yet.
Exactly.
Because whatever citizens get, we feel like we are getting, except maybe when it comes to travel.
That is what I was going to say. So the only thing that will be different is, you know, the ability of you to travel like to places without visa. And that one it's not about being in Canada. It's like what
passports we have.
Exactly. Like how you can move around the world. But within Canada, you are practically having almost the exact same benefits as somebody who is a citizen when you are a permanent resident.
Yeah.
Okay guys, we have come to the end of this video, but before we end it, we're gonna just give you guys some final thoughts. I know we've spoken a lot, but so what are your final thoughts, Christopher? Do you think it was worth it? Do you recommend it? Let's know.
I definitely think it was worth it. People that I'm talking to on regular basis that are still in Nigeria, I know that I keep telling them, how far? When are you reaching here? Just be coming. I have friends that have come and are having a reasonable time, and I'm happy they did it. So I definitely think it was absolutely worth it. Would I advise people to do it? For sure. It's been a good experience. The goal at the end, we're still very much looking forward to, so that we can fly around.
Bali.
The currency is much better for you. If you have the ability to build a community, you don't really miss having friends much. It's nice. I would fully recommend it. I'm happier still that I came with my wife that's not coming in. But yeah, it's absolutely worth it, and I would recommend it to anybody.
Same. So for me, I also think it is worth it. I also think that when you look at the pros and the cons, even the little pros that are available, they outweigh like all the cons. Like for me, being able to have an opportunity to get a passport, being able to access a credit system, being able to have free healthcare, all those things, like they outweigh all those cons that we're talking about. Those things, sure. I feel they can be easily gotten over. They are not that like, it's not that deep as far as I'm concerned, especially when you do your research before coming here. These are things that you already know exist, except you're someone that does not like to do research. And you know, I always say it on this my platform, do your research. Like, except you're someone that doesn't do research, you will know that these things exist already. And you should be able to do one or two things to mitigate them. Now, you guys, I have one advice for you. See, if you're someone that is, planning on coming here, try and marry.
I don't know where this advice is coming from.
See, look, okay, don't get me wrong, I'm just kidding. I know that it's easier said than done. But if you know that you are in a relationship, you are not sure, see, try and tidy things up and marry before coming here, because there are so many benefits of coming here as a couple. It makes things like much easier to do when you have another income. And now this is like already veering on to another topic, but let me just add this small advice there. I think it's worth it. I recommend it. But if you guys are coming, don't just follow bandwagon, right? And just be rushing over here. Do your research. Do your research. Try and tidy up a few things here and there, and try and marry. Try and marry before coming, because when you do that, you just find out that certain things you're trying to plan will be easier for you. People talk a lot about rents here, how it's so expensive. Our rent is 2,600, but how much is coming out of my own salary? 1,300. Okay. It's 1,300 that is coming out. So if you get married before coming, and marry here is not easy, that would probably be cons for people that are single. So if you can come here married, I feel like that would even skyrocket the benefits that you can have when you migrate to Canada. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I absolutely enjoyed it.
Because I'm here, why would you enjoy it? No way, you enjoyed it.
It just gave me the opportunity to really reminisce about the journey that we've gone through, where we started, you know, where we got to, like, I really enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys did too. If you did, please make sure that you like, you share, you subscribe, you comment, engage. You know, tell somebody about this nice channel over here. At least if not for me, for Chris. Since it's Christopher that you like, eh?
I did for you.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.